That's really, really unfortunate timing. So at one point, I will be leaving you guys to go and grab that, and then I will be back within 30 seconds because I will be in with you lot. But we're here for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Everyone's begging, please no wet. Yeah, it'd be interesting, but we will see. 50-50 chance of Hungary, rains a lot. Oh, that smells lush. Looks pretty bright. I think we've got a perfectly dry race. 17 at the moment. We do have two more joining late in Kurt Boy and Ashvin. Kurt Boy having PSN issues and Ashvin just being Ashvin. Yeah, General Goba happy. Obviously, he's your favourite for pole position usually. Does like a good attempt at it, or not even attempt. He's quite easily the favourite. And there we go. We've got everything enabled. We've got movement. Both racing points are out. Jesus Christ, it's so loud for me. Right. This sounds so weird. Maz is the first one out. He does tell me he's quite good at this track, so I do expect at least a top 5 finish for him today. Racing Points really haven't got their foot in the door as of yet in terms of the Constructors' Championship. Bottom half for them it is. But we've had a bit of a refresh, a revamp at the moment. We've got a hell of a lot going on. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Obviously both the Racing Points, I don't know whether they're underperforming or everyone else is just, or if the grid's just as competitive, but I did expect to see them a lot further up the grid on multiple occasions this season, but you know, you got to go with the punches and just try and improve week in, week out. But here we go. We've got Maz coming around the final corner now to come and start his. You need a good run out of this hairpin, as it looks like he's got using all of the track. And here we go. The pink Mercedes. Yeah, it's going to be. I'm going to miss not seeing this next season, especially with the dark green of Aston Martin. Obviously, I think Aston Martin will be quicker than what this Merc was what this Racing Point was this season, especially with the ownership of, and Maz is invalidated, but with the ownership of Lawrence Stroll, I definitely think they'll be going places, won't they? Especially, I'm 90% sure they're making and multi-barrack is also invalidated, so we need energetics. So yeah, no, as they do get out of the way quite nicely. Yeah, we've got interesting things. Here we go. Well, it looks like they're going to be making their own power unit, so we'll have the Aston Martin engine as well at some point as well, in the near future, hopefully. I think it's 2-3 years maybe they're aiming for it. And then obviously we've got talks with Porsche as well, possibly coming into the sport, which would be amazing if we can get them. And energetics using every single bit of the track. It's a 15.308, setting the back, the precedent of what is going to be expected from everyone else today. And obviously we will be seeing what everyone else can do. Maz in purple sector 1, looking very, very good, not invalidating where he did last time. Kurt Boy has joined now, so he will be able to participate in qualifying. And I'm just not sure where Ashvin is. Young Tommy saying hello. What's up? Actually, we've had a massive revamp in terms of Division 1, as obviously we've seen a lot of the drivers pull away because of they've got work commitments, and Maz is invalidated again. Work commitments, everything reopening again, and yeah, it looks like young Tom. Well, it doesn't look like, it's confirmed that young Tommy is going to be a Division 1 driver for for the rest of this season, and also will be reserving in Division 2 whenever he can. So I tell you what, an interesting driver that we are on board with now on his out lap. Yeah, I'd like to see what he can do, and just see what the future holds. Multi-Barrett is a 16.471, definitely not what I think he can do in terms of that, but you do only need to get through to Q2 right about now. I've got my drink here. I'm prepared this time. But Hungary, yeah, it's a nice track to look at, nice track to watch. Horrible track for me to drive, way too slow. Just everything feels understeery, but I know a lot of people do love this track, and I can't see it. It's basically Monaco without the walls, a little bit slower. Monaco is a little bit nicer to drive in my opinion, but here we go. Young Tommy is going to be starting his lap now. Brady salted lower, haven't invalidated once in practice. Doing quite. It's the pressure, Robbie. It's the pressure. You can't handle it. And we'll be seeing what young Tommy can do. We're just going to sit on board with him. Obviously, we do expect him to be near the front, as he is a Division 1 driver now, full-time. So I would be expecting him. Yeah, there we go. Purple Sector 1. We did also offer Division 1 seats to Fatality and Baza, but obviously they want this championship battle, and I can see why. You always want to fight for a title. But it does look Kingsholm's actually gone the quickest now with a 15 flat in that Red Bull. He did previously lose his seat for not attending, and then obviously has been given a second opportunity in a fresh car in the Red Bull, and we'll be seeing if he turns over a new leaf and can show us what he can really do. He has got some talent, he does. Young Tommy coming around the final corner now. He is going to be looking very, very quick. Now, it looks like it's going to be a purple, and it is by 0.3 of a second. It is a 1:14.722. Very, very good time from the Haas driver. And we also have Kurtboy on a lap as well. Joined late. There's Ashvin for you. This Mercedes, if you get the right helmet, which obviously Kurtboy just doesn't have, it can look very, very good. And I'm glad they've stuck with the black for next season, actually. I would have hated to see it go back to silver. Very plain, very bland. And it looks like Kurtboy's lap that he was apparently on, he wasn't on. So I would like to, well, I'll stick on board with him. As he is on a lap. He hasn't found his foot yet this season. Definitely one of the quickest drivers in this division, but has not found the pace he knows he has. I know he has. The Defo came in, seen it for last season, especially in Monaco, was looking very good, got a pole position, then ended up messing it up in the race, and I've seen him around Bahrain as well, doing very, very well as well. So it'd be nice to see him really unlock what he can do. And just find his pace again. I don't know where it's gone, but getting a big slide on there and really sticking there, getting right up, and has invalidated. The little twitch to the left has ended up ruining him there. Maz hasn't invalidated actually, and he's about to set himself a representative time, it seems. Actually no, it doesn't. It seems like he's quite a way. Am I, or is that a very long way off the pay? No, he's on it. He's very much on it. It's just that set of corners is a lot quicker than I thought it was. Here he comes across the line. It's going to be a 15.6. Going to put him in P7 just behind Shadders, who I would honestly say is his rival. Seeing from previous leagues, they always find themselves together. And I would love to see these guys racing in here as well. We've got Fozzie Bear as well, another driver who's had a bit of a torrid time this season. Not really having the greatest of time, but Really does need to start putting his performances in there and showing us what he can do and what it, well, here we go, coming across the line. It's a 15.219. That's a very, very good time from him, the McLaren driver, really showing why he is in this division. Also, a bit of a one to talk about as well is the return of FIFA Beefy. He opted to come back to Division 2 as he wasn't having he didn't have the pace in Division 1, he didn't think, and yeah, they wasn't really enjoying himself. So he is back here this season in the Renault with Gobert, which is an extremely strong team. And I'll be looking forward to seeing what they do, whether team orders come into play or if there is any team orders at Renault. It'll be very, very interesting. Again, I'm going to miss the yellow because we've got blue now. Brandon commenting, hey Toby, watching this from work. Ooh, naughty. Gods, Ashvin for the win. Is that who? Gods is back in Ashvin. Ashvin has the pace massively. Fatality and Bazzaboy though with a 14.171 from Bazzaboy. Very, very quick time. Fatality only 4 points ahead in the championship race with a 14.517, and then Gobert Limitless coming just in behind with a 14.577. These guys are very closely matched. I know Gobert's in 4th place in the drivers at the moment, and we'll definitely be looking to bring the fight to the top 2. Separating them though is Energetics. He's found himself picking up the points where everyone else couldn't this season and putting himself in that 3rd position. But here we go, Streams is going to come across the line, see what he's going to be able to do. Puts himself in 9th place, 10th now, as he gets moved down by Multi Barrick, but he is done a 15.6. But it looks like we have got a couple of drivers in a bit of a danger zone as such. FIFA Beefy has invalidated his time cut, but he's just starting his lap, so we're going to sit on board with Ashvin. He is at the start of his lap. We'll see what he's doing in terms of the race. Fozzie Bear has left the session. I'm assuming that would be lag. NUF1 saying he is on a break. Yeah, I'm sure you are. You're just the rule breaker. But here we go. I didn't actually see what his sector time was, so we're gonna be a bit in the dark now. But I'm 100% sure it'd be nice if one of these two could change colour their helmets so I could see which one is which. They've both got a white helmet, just completely white, no changes there. But yeah, I've completely missed both of the sector times, and he's going to come around the final corner now, looking like he's going to be hitting the 15s at the moment. That's what I'm predicting. Yes, it is 15.844. Really not great for him, as he does keep himself in that danger zone. FIFA Beefy's on a lap. Kurtboy's going to come across the line. He's going to put himself in P11 with a 15.574. It's getting very, very tight now. Finger Polite on a lap as well with his reserve teammate of Flea just sitting in front of him, getting out of the way quite nicely. For Finger Polite going for a purple sector too, very much on it at the moment. Looking very much on it actually. In terms of what I'm seeing in the times, he looks like he could be on for especially a top 5, and could really push for a good result here. Ferrari we do need it, and here we go, P5 within a 14.801. Very, very good for him. I've just completely missed it. FIFA Beefy going 14.866, finding himself in P7. Kurtboy's also on a lap. We're going to be sitting on board with him. We've got the sector split coming up just about now. He's going about 2 seconds down on his time, so he's definitely not setting another lap. But we've got Envoy on a lap as well. I'm not sure if he's just come out the pits, but he's going hella really quickly if he is. But obviously sometimes it doesn't tell you. He's completely invalidated, cutting that corner. and that is going to be him having a bit of a nightmare at the moment. Flea sitting in P19, and Envoy does need to get himself back together and get himself back out there. Hopefully he's fueled up enough so he can go for another run, or else he's in a bit of danger here, because obviously 3 minutes left of the session, and yeah, he could very much be in a little bit dangerous. Same with Maz. Maz is not having the greatest of qualifying sessions. I don't think he's on a lap now. No, he's not. But he is finding himself a long way out of position. Same with Ashvin. Hopefully he's going to be coming out again. It does look like there is movement in the Mercedes garage at the moment as well. And yeah, FIFA Beefy retiring from the session. He thinks he's through, and I could probably say he probably is through in P7. But here we go, Envoy coming around to start his second attempt at saving himself from the drop. Yeah. Now, is he going to be able to beat that, or... Well... Here we go. Old boys left the session. I would assume that again that's lag. Kingsholm had the same thing just now, so I'd assume we can get them back in as soon as possible. Luckily, both of them look pretty safe as it goes. Fingerplight's also left the session. I'm really not sure what's happening with these guys at the moment, but 3 people have just left the session, whether it's down to lag or not. But I've got a comment. Can Evan invite my game game's crashing. Okay, and Envoy has invalidated again. It looks somewhat like his qualifying's over. Ashvin's on an outlap as well. It just doesn't seem to, and it looks like we've got our guys back in very nice and quickly then. And yeah, I'm not sure why Kurt Boy's lap is a minute up. Stream's a hell of a long way off the circuit there. Yeah, not having it go right for him at all there. Energetic's done 6 laps on the same soft compound tyre. Hasn't ideally got himself into safety as of yet, but P12, you're looking kind of comfy. It does look like Envoy is going for another lap. I just want to see if he's going to be up on his time. He does need to improve by about 3 to 4 tenths if he's going to get himself through. Very, very close at the moment. If he improves by a second, he's up into the top 6. He's a tenth up, almost 2 tenths up. So it does look like he's got the possibility of improving his time. And yeah, Cryptic Alibi saying young Tommy for the wing. If you need me in 20th, then invite me. Cryptic in the house would be lovely. Oh, I pass all of a sudden. Yeah, I mean, if you would like an invite, then yeah, I'm sure we can get you one in and get you into that final Haas. And Envoy is going to be coming around the corner. It looks like he's setting himself up for a good exit now, accelerating very nice and early now. Is he going to be able to save himself? It doesn't look like it. He's stuck in P18, and that is his qualifying over. Kurt Boy has been pushed into the drop zone. Streams is out. Flea is on a lap as well. We need to see who's the furthest on a lap. It looks like it's Flea. He is looking to save himself. We've also got Maz in the possibility of the drop as well. And Flea is at the moment the back marker of the group. He needs to really get his foot down. He doesn't want to invalidate at all, but he's 4 tenths up, almost half a second up. He needs a little bit more than that though, to push himself out of the drop. Here we go, coming around this corner, looking very, very safe, not really hitting the apex at all, but all he needs to do is get himself into P15 and he should be alright. And he comes across the line, he pushes himself into P18 but can't save himself. Now Kurt Boy's put himself into P8. That means that Maz needs to get a proper good lap in now. He needs to improve by a tenth or so, or else he is going to be out. Energetics is out. Maz is the only one who's got a say in this now, and he's going to put himself out of the session, it seems. Yep, Maz has not improved by enough, and he is going to be starting in P16. Not ideal for him, but we have so far lost Maz, Streams, Flea, and Envoy. All four of those will be sitting out for the rest of qualifying. Energetic surviving by just over a tenth of a second for the drop. And Robbie said, don't know where my pace has gone. To be honest, Robbie, it's all down to the race as well, so it's a long one. And yeah, I'm gonna grab my food for a sec, and I will be right back. Well, at least we're on a car, weren't we? 2 seconds, gotta sit myself back down without killing myself. Doing this one-handed is not always ideal. Right, missed a couple of comments. Where are they for? Oh, we've lost somebody. Is it Energy? Yeah, no. Don't know who we've lost. We've lost someone. Well, it looks like we're only going to be losing 4 drivers then in this session. Luckily, I haven't missed out on any thing, really. There we go. We're ready. Don't see myself doing that great. Now needed Q2 minimum, really. Realistically, Robbie, anything can happen in the race. Safety cars, people crashing. Obviously we saw Fatality bottle himself out last week as well. Looks like 16.7 is the benchmark at the moment. Shadow's really not getting in a great time. And it looks like Multi-Barrack is the next person. Who's going to be setting it? Oh no, he's not actually. Kingsholm, quick. Oh, he's in the pits. Let's go back to Multi-Barrack, who is actually just finally coming around the final couple of corners now. And he is going to be setting himself a 16.497. That is a very, very good time for the mediums there. And he is looking like he's done himself quite well Well, we've got Kurt Boy off there at turn 1. Very interesting. He's definitely got onto the power a little bit too early, lost the rear and just spun himself round. Obviously, you don't want to sit there for too long though. Well, you'll get yourself DSQ'd. Right, there we go. And Tommy setting himself a purple sector 2 there, as we just saw, looking very, very strong so far. It looks like he's going to be the fastest man across the line, maybe getting himself into the 15s at 16 flat, 4, nearly 5 tenths quicker than the racing point of Monty Barrick. We have Kurt Boy coming up round, and he is going to be putting himself into the pits. But it does look like the next person to come round is going to be Finger Polite to set himself a lap. Obviously, anything valid will put him into top 5. But you want to put yourself, obviously, in the top 2 or 3. Just to give yourself some sort of confidence that you're going to be able to get yourself through. With a purple sector 1, I would be assuming he's going to be in the 15s somewhere. But yeah, track is definitely hotting up a little bit now. Much more grip than we did have 15 minutes earlier. But here we go. He's going to be coming across the line. It's going to be a 14.801. So he's a 1.2 seconds quicker than everyone else. Just wondering, no, he's not setting himself a time. And Fozzie Bear is going to be coming across the line in a second. And he's going to be setting himself a 15.0, putting himself into that P2 position. Not sure if anyone at this rate is going to be able to qualify on the medium compound tyres, as it seems everyone else is absolutely smashing it. Fatality with a purple sector 2, so maybe a 16 is not where you want to be. And that's 2 not great times from the Haas and Racing Point. But Fatality is going to come around now, and it's going to be a 15.2, and that is 8 tenths quicker than the next medium compound runner. For Beefy's on an outlap. There we go. Kingsholm is on a lap. Just going to be seeing what he can do. He's on the mediums. He's going to obviously prefer to be starting slightly further up. As yeah, we have lost one person, and I really don't know who it is. Kingsholm with a purple sector 2. I've got hiccups. I need to stop eating and talking. It's impossible. Right, and now we've got Kingsholm coming across the line in P4, putting himself in between Fatality and young Tommy. Fatality looking very, very safe at the moment. We've got Gober coming around now. We'll be able to see a sector 2 split times in a couple of seconds, and then obviously it will be clear where he is in terms of pace, but he's usually one of the pace setters and he's gone purple. I just wonder, is he going to be able to beat that 15.2? Oh god. The fatality has set as the benchmark for the medium runners. Now here he comes round the corner, and it looks like it's going to be P4. He's not going to be able to beat Fatality's time, but Kurt Boy with a 15.0. Go, but getting right out of the way. FIFA Beefy now going just about quicker than his teammate, the two Renaults. So we've got a bit of a Noah's Ark going on here. Fozzie Bear, Fatality, FIFA Beefy, then Goba, the McLarens, and then the two Renaults. As you know, in real life, they're quite fierce rivals as well. So hopefully we get to see a bit of battling from them too. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you for blessing me. Bazza Boy is out on the mediums, but it says he's on the softs for some reason. And that's Codemaster's being great again. But here we go. He's going to come across the line. It's looking very good, and it's a 15.1. He's the quickest of any medium runner. Bazza Boy looking absolutely on fire today. Definitely the fastest of any of, well, looking like the favourite today. At the rate he's going, but obviously there's a long way to go. Got 35 laps of racing to do, as well as qualifying 3. Old Boy is on a lap on the mediums. Apparently everyone's on the softs, but they're just not. As it does look, Multi-Barrack is definitely in the drop zone now, and he will need to come out again for another lap, or else he is going to be gone. I've just realised Shadows and Young Tommy have identical times. Both with a 16.000. Very, very impressive. Down to the millisecond due to a matched. And here we go. Old Boy is going to come across the line. What's he going to be able to do? It's going to be a 15.6. He's put himself into P8. Now that puts Shadows in the drop zone. He's out again on another lap. No, he's not. He's coming to the pits. And Energetics is the last man who will not be, well, who will be waiting to come out. Ryan Van Doom has also retired without setting a lap. We have Young Tommy on a lap now as well, so he's just about down on his time, so I don't think he's going to be setting one. And then obviously, well, there we go, Energetics is now out on the medium compound tyre, so he's expecting to get through on the mediums as well. Just eat a bit of this and then I'll be back with you. Right. We're about to have Energetic start his lap. He's also on the medium compound tyres, so realistically, my whole data that I've got fitted, oh, that's why I had it on best. Not okay, that makes a lot more sense. And Energetics now coming round to sector 2. He's gone purple actually, really setting himself up for a good lap at the moment, not quite meeting the apex there, so he will be losing a little bit of time, maybe a tenth or two, locking up massively and missing what his turning point would ideally be, but obviously still half the lap to go. Coming off to finish sector 2 now is going to be a purple sector 2. He's looking very, very quick at the moment. And I just wonder, is he going to be able to put himself in front of Boy, or is it going to be somewhere within that top 4 to 7? Because that does look like where he's ending up and where he's destined to be at the moment. Very much flying through the circuit at the moment. It's going to be a 15.5. He's in P9. And it does make him in the drop zone, as Kingsholm and Shadders are both on the softer compounded tyres. Young Boy did improve to a 15.427, 6/10 improvement. Very, very impressive by him, to say the least. Yeah, young Kingsholm going to be coming round to start his lap now, and it does look like he is going to be on the soft tyres. He should be, well, he'll need to improve by about 5/10 to consider himself safe. General Gobert is actually very much in the drop zone, but you know, there's only 2 people on, so he may be in P10. He may find himself a little bit lucky if oh, there we go, General Gobert might actually be out. It looks like, who have I missed? Old Boy, there we go. Old Boy on the mediums has gone with a 15.0. Jesus Christ, that's extremely impressive. He's quicker than Boy by a 10th, and yeah, he's really smashed that lap out, hasn't he? Kingsholm now, but it looks like Gobert is pretty much going to be out now, as Shadders has gone fastest with a 14.732, and then we've got Kingsholm coming across the line, keeping it very neat and tidy, and it's a 14.7. Gobert Limitless is out of qualifying and will not be taking part in Q3 for the first time this season, actually. And so we have lost Gobert, Energetics, Multiback, and Ryan Van Doom, plus one more driver. So, yeah, very, very close from P1 to 3. And then, obviously, we have got Old Boy, Boy, Fatality, FIFA Beefy, and Young Tommy all starting on the mediums. And they will, obviously, be able to start trying on the softs. And we will be seeing if they can get themselves onto pole position. Because I'll tell you what, track position is everything on this track. Everyone's starting on the softs, screwed unless there's a safety car. Very interesting insight there. Because I don't actually know what the strat is around here. I've just been updated on who glitched out, and it was Ashford. He's going to be starting from P15. Did get himself through quite comfortably, actually, and has quite a bit to do now. But I would assume most of the guys outside the top 10 are going to be starting on the harder compounded tyres, and I'm really not sure what's going on here, because we are taking an age to get going. Don't tell me the lobby's glitched in. Kingsholm Shadows. I have an idea to deal with this. If it's happened. It's just taken a while because, yeah, we may have to do something very creative. Could I, if whoever's still loading, if you guys leave, like, are you guys on a black screen or? Just waiting to see. 4 still loading. If those 4 can just leave and then rejoin, then we'll get going. Shadows, who are the people loading? If you at them, then we can get going. Right. I will be sorting at things on at invite at. Oh boy. Alright, we should be able to get through. Just hoping this works. Alright, everyone's cooperating, just hopefully. There we go. It should be available now. What's happened to ProLiver? Basically, we've had a bit of a lobby glitch. People getting game errors and then obviously not being able to compete. What's up? That Geo, the one and only. What's going on? Just coming in to check out everything. Freddie, hello again. Yeah, hopefully these guys can get themselves back in and obviously join in for Q3. We've got drivers out now. I need to get myself the detail up, and there we go. It's worked. Yes, it has. Honestly, we're geniuses. We're just too smart. Now, FIFA Beefy is the first man out on track. We'll be setting the time to beat at the moment. Obviously, will be interesting. Obviously, these guys are, I think, joining back now. As I did see a little bit, yeah, I think I'd assume they're joining back and taking control of their cars. I really hope it hasn't messed them about, but Robbie, if you invite these guys back, apparently some of them haven't got one yet. Obviously they'll be desperate to get themselves back in. Q3 is pretty damn important here, especially if they've qualified on the soft compounder tyres. And yeah, hopefully there's no other glitches. And I tell you what, 10 minutes time, we could have a show on. I just really hope everyone gets a fair chance, because I tell you what, if Codemasters make a proper game, and that'd be great, but Hungary will be close. I can tell you what, it will be. The grid we've got, a couple attempts in between. But no, a very, very interesting way to go. Gio, how's Veloce going anyway? How's your Veloce squad sprinting doing? As I'm sure we all like to know this stuff. But FIFA Beefy obviously going purple, sector 1 coming through. What reminds me of the Singapore sling every single time it gets done. And yeah, just so much pain in this track, honestly. No, here we go, coming round, ending the end of sector 2. Looking fairly good. You need to hit this by, obviously, well, this part you need to be getting out of over 1 minute 5, which he does do just about, and it does look like he's very much on for a 1 minute 14 at the moment. Maybe a 1 minute 15, or maybe slightly off. No, 1 minute 14, 6, 1. Yeah, I was very much on that, wasn't I? Let's go, Tommy. Cryptic says, it's going well, thanks. Baldwin's he's not fucking human, is he? Just, yeah, them lot of levels, aren't they? 10 viewers in Div 2, nice surprise. Honestly, we're getting there. We're getting there. We'll build this league up. Obviously the aim is to be the biggest, but a long way to go, and hopefully we can do things. But no, I've been keeping a close eye on that squad sprint as well. Looking very, very interesting as well. Must be quite fun to commentate, to be fair, with how good the grid is there, and being able to commentate over Jano Opmir and Veloce James, and just, yeah, very, very interesting. But young Tommy's on a lap at the moment. I should probably focus on that, as it does look, yeah, everyone's got in. I'm not sure what's happening with Old Boy. Is Old Boy in the session? Robbie, I just need to confirm that. Is Old Boy in the session? Young Tommy going to be coming around now to finish his lap. Going to be looking like it's good. It's 15.562. He's only a couple of seconds. Bazaboy did a 13.920, very, very close to some of the times that the other guys were doing in Division 1 earlier this week. It's really showing why he could definitely be performing in their next season. Fozzie Bear is the man we're on board with at the moment, but I'm going to quickly jump on board with his teammate. He's done a 13.863. Very, very interesting indeed, especially as these are their banker times. Kingsholm is going to be coming around the final corner now, and he is going to be setting himself up for a very nice time as well. A 14.200, putting himself in P3. The two Red Bulls just in behind the solo McLaren. Fingerplay and TFC Old Boy are yet to set a time, and yeah, we've got a bit of a battle here going for the champions, the championship. Bazaboy has laid down the hammer. He won't. Geo curse Bazaboy. Yeah, Fatality very much on it this season. I do believe there will be a little bit of improvement from both of them, and maybe another person sneaking in. Old Boy can always find himself a little bit of time. I'm not sure if he's even here though. But Fingerplay is out on his outlap at the moment. Bazaboy is actually out on an outlap as well. So I will stick on board with him, because I do believe Fatality and Kingsholm are all still coming in at the moment. But it does very much look interesting in the way this is shaping up. Bazaboy, Fatality, we know how much they're enjoying this title fight and how close it is. There's only 4 points separating them, I'll say again, but yeah, any little mistakes can do each driver in. Obviously Fatality having a mistake last week, Bazaboy not having a great race, having everything go wrong for him in Baku. Fatality having a really silly incident with Crazy Bill, one of the reserves, on the back straight, ended up forcing him into a DNF, losing his wheel as well. But Boy now coming to start his lap. He's going to be on fire. Hopefully going to need to link up every single corner. You want to be hitting the 13.7s, 13.6s if he wants to really put the pressure on Fatality. He's got enough time to come into the pits and maybe actually go for a third lap. As it is only a 1 minute 14 lap time around here, obviously a couple of more seconds longer on the in and out lap, but I think he should have enough time to go again. As he has gone purple in sector 1. He's invalidated though, and that whole 10th that he'd almost gained has gone to waste, and he's going to have to come back into the pits and load again and just get himself back together and really sort it all out. Finger polite on a lap though, and he is still yet to set a time as well, so very interesting. We don't know where he's going to be. Very nice and quick driver as well. I would expect to see him somewhere in the top 5 as well. I like saying as well, apparently, as well. But here we go, coming through sector 2. We've got no splits for him at the moment, but it's looking very clean. Definitely not on for the 13s, but could definitely be a 13.5 or a 14.5, sorry, or slightly lower. Coming around the corner now, it is going to be about 14.498, pretty much dead on what I said it was going to be, and he is in P5, exactly where I said he would be as well. And old boy is now out on the lap. He's going to get one shot at it today, and we'll be seeing what he can do. Obviously we know he's quick, we know what he's capable of, and it does look like he's actually lost his front wing. He's got no end plate, yet he's lost his front wing somewhere on this out lap. So he's going to have to come back in, get out again in the next minute. He's cutting it close. Tommy saying, should have practiced for this. Finger polite for president. You too busy practicing for Brazil race last night. Gonna have some Pringles. Young Tommy not coming prepared, and it's kind of bit him in the arse a little bit here. Very interesting, but I don't know if I think old boy should have just about enough time to get himself in and out again. As we've got Fatality out on a out lap now. He's going to be the one setting the time. He's going to have one shot at this. He doesn't have enough time to go round. He has enough time to do a second flying lap, but he will not be able to come back into the pit, so any sort of damage he sustains, or if he makes a mistake that will ruin his tyres, then that is it over. So here we go. He started it. The McLaren drive, the man who's leading the championship, very consistent. Got relegated from Division 1 last season, but he's out to prove a point, and he's doing that right now. Very dominant performances in some races, and always seen himself up at the front. He's matching those very nicely, using all of the track that is available to him. This is obviously the corner coming up next. It is very easy to invalidate. He's almost up by a 1/10 of a second, not invalidating there, and it's looking very good indeed, using every single little bit of the track he has available to him. Coming around into this next sort of S. He's invalidated his time though, and it is not going to be the nicest thing for him. Obviously he may have loaded up enough fuel for another run, but definitely not going to be too happy with himself there. Was up by almost a 1/10 of a second, and very easily could have confirmed himself on that pole position unless Bazza smashed in a brick. Well, Bazza boy's actually not coming out for a second lap, so he's not going to be beaten. And here we go, Fatality going for a second run. Bazza boy is only going to be getting P2 at the very best he can now. We've got Kingsholm, FIFA Beefy, Finger Polite, everyone behind him. And it's looking very busy in Sector 3 right now. Everyone fighting for track position. No one knows where they want to be. And obviously you want to be at the front of this. And it looks like no one's really backing off a little bit. But he's up again. Not quite enough. And he's invalidated again. But here we go. There is a lot of cars here. It's a bit like Monza now. A lot of these guys are not going to be getting in a perfect lap here. Especially TFC Old Boy. Definitely nowhere near got a big enough gap to Kurt Boy, and honestly everyone bar Kingsholm is going to be suffering from a very large amount of dirty air, especially coming into Sector 2. It is going to feel horrible. They cannot expect to be improving on their times and challenging for that pole position, as Kingsholm is up on his time, setting a purple Sector 1. Everyone seems to be doing that at the moment. It's all Sector 2 though where it all goes wrong for people. Fatality having it go wrong for him as well. But Coleman? Why am I thinking about Bayern Munich? But Kingsholm up by almost 0.2 of a second now, could really be challenging his teammate to get that P2 spot, but it doesn't look like he's on for the that what words are coming out my mouth? That illustrious P1, but obviously here we go. He's got himself into P3, only a couple of seconds off his teammate, and obviously the other guys not improving on their times. There was not enough space in between them all, and yeah, all dirty air was not going to be helping them at all. Old Boy ended up not setting a time at all, but it looks like Fatality is the pole position sitter on those medium compound tyres as well. We must not forget Bazza Boy also in P2, for Kingsholm in a P3 on the no, he's not. Kingsholm in P3, but Efi in P4, for Inga Polite in P5. P6 is Young Tommy Shadders in P7. Kurt Boy in P8, Fozzie Bear in P9, and Old Boy without setting a time is in P10 and may struggle a little bit now as he is on the softer compounder tyres and will need to pit an extra time unless a safety car does treat them nicely. Here we go. I've got a little bit of rice left. As we've got 20 seconds until... Oh, okay, thank fuck for that. Because if you hadn't, I think I would have cried. Right. Okay, we have a very big issue. I'm almost out of water. I don't plan very well, guys. Right, here we go. We've got formation lap going. I'll take you guys through everything you need to know. So Fatality is on a pole position on those medium compound tyres, the same as Bazza Boy just in behind him. Then we've got Kingsholm in P3 on the soft compounds as well. Going to be looking to jump the both of them as quickly as possible and run away if he possibly can. It's going to be difficult for him though as well. FIFA Beefy on the mediums in that Renault car, making his return to Division 2. And will hopefully get himself a very good result as well. Fingerplate in P5 on the soft compound tyres. Then we've got Young Tommy the final. Actually, no, sorry, Old Boy's actually on the mediums. But Young Tommy on the medium compound tyres in P6. Then we've got a stretch of 3 cars on the softs, which is Shadders, Kurt Boy and Fozzie Bear. All 3 of them may be having a bit of a tough time this race, especially as they have a couple of guys in front of them that is going to stop them really maxing out the potential of the softs they want. But then we've got Old Boy in P10. Hard's runner is Gober in P11. He's the first of the 3 compound users. Then we've got Multi-Barrack in P12 on the mediums. P13 is Ryan Van Doom on the hards. Then we've got Energetics in P14 on the mediums. Then we've got P15 is BIL Maz on the medium compound tyres. Then we've got Streams on the mediums as well in P16. Then, well, Ashvin's down in P19. He's been completely shafted there. But Flea is the last runner of the hards in P17 Envoy. Then we've got Ashvin and Cryptic backing up the pack here in 20th position. And I tell you what, there's a lot to do. And I think there's a very interesting to see how this race ends up going. Water is a com's best mate, but I drink way too much of it. I need to start, like, you guys need to start reminding me, as we got a terrible camera angle. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go for the Hungarian Grand Prix, and we've lost our deltas already, but it looks like Fatality's got a good start. There's someone on the grass, but it looks like Kingsholm's had an even better, and he looks like he's got the start he needed. Someone being pushed right on the inside there. Fatality getting slightly wide, but Kingsholm has got himself into P1. Bazzaboy looks like he's been swallowed up by the pack and has lost quite a few positions. Fatality now, and there is a VSC, and just wondering, I'm assuming Fatality was ahead of FIFA Beefy as this all finished, but then we have, I have no idea who's behind who. Come on, sort yourself out. That was actually a really good start from you guys, actually. I'm proud of that. Right, so then we have Kingsholm, FIFA Beefy, Finger Polite, Bazzaboy losing out massively, losing 3 positions there. Shadder's moving into P6. Young Tommy is in P7 now. Kurtboy's moved himself up into P8. It looks like these guys are just flying at the moment, but they're really not. And yeah, Gobert losing out, especially starting on those harder compound tyres, not getting the best start he possibly could have. But yeah, we're going to be looking out for passes left and right at the moment. But Envoy's the one who suffered a little bit. And there we go, some 5-second penalty. Streams and Maz making some contact under the VSC, but here we go, we're going racing again, and is Kingsholm going to be able to get the run on everyone else? It looks like we've got some, no one's pit, oh, we've got a couple people pitting. Multi Barrett coming into the pits, changes front wing. Cryptic in the pits as well. Maz in the pits, it's going to be double stacking. That is not ideal for Racing Point at all. But it does look like Shadders is all over the back of Bazzaboy, and he just hasn't found the form he needs at the moment for what we would assume he is capable of. But it does look like Shadders has had a little bit of a mistake. He's fallen slightly off by about 2 tenths, and it's not looking great. But TFC Old Boy is all over the back of Kurtboy, and we've got Energetics looking for any way through on Fozzie Bear. So we've got a little bit of a battle for 8th place here, and obviously as soon as we get through on these, then there is a lot opening up. Yeah, Old Boy all over the back of Kurtboy. Kurtboy really not too comfortable on those softer compound tyres, and really showing what, well, the pace disadvantage he has actually in terms of Old Boy. Old Boy is flying at the moment. Kingsholm has broken almost a second away now from Fatality hanging in there. DRS has been enabled now, so passing will be possible, but it looks like Old Boy could be looking for a move, but he chooses not to, and he will be looking at lining up Kurtboy when it comes to the back straight, as we have got drivers on drivers, but this is the closest battle that's going on right now. Any a move could be made at any second now. Yeah, very going slightly wide there. Old Boy not having the best of runs, but again Energetic's going very wide, and I think it is actually hurting him a little bit. But Old Boy's now under pressure by Fozzie Bear, and Fozzie Bear, well, Old Boy needs to be aware that if he goes for a move on Kurtboy, Fozzie Bear could try and take that, and Kurtboy's gone. Kurt Boyers has a crash, and he is going to have to be careful when he's rejoining the circuit. Here he comes onto the circuit, obviously ghosting blissfully on, and he is down in P16 with no front wing, losing that whole thing in that incident, hitting that wall pretty damn hard. He is going to have to come into the pits now and get that replaced. Ashvin and both Racing Points and Envoy all suffering slightly, well, the same fate really, but Maz is way back because he double stacked, and yeah, it's not helping him at all. But it does look like at the moment young Tommy is now the closest man to making an overtake, and we've got people so close to each other. Oh, here we go. We've got Energetics going down and going to have the outside for the next corner on Fozzie Bear, but he doesn't make it stick, but he's got the outside for the next corner. Is he going to make anything happen? No, he's not. He's going to settle back in behind Fozzie Bear, but I can see a move happening very soon for the Alfa Romeo drivers. Fozzie Bear is making mistakes left and right. Dropped a second now to Old Boy, so you can definitely feel the pressure from the Dutchman just behind. Obviously the Dutchman very much in this championship fight as well for the drivers championship, so he will want to get a move on and catch up to what he does believe is his actual position in P2 to, well, P1 to 6 is where he will want to be at the moment, but obviously he's struggling to get by. We've got Fatality making a move on Kingsholm. Kingsholm's tyres slowly going off now, and it looks like Fatality may have got the switchback. There's damage for Fatality though. He's lost his front left end plate now, and that is not going to be ideal for him. He's going to start slowly falling back, and Bazzaboy is moving past a Finger Polite, but there's a slight bit of contact there, but Bazzaboy gets past Finger Polite, and you can definitely see these soft compound tyres are dying now. And there we go. That's a move there, but done for the Red Bull, and now he will be licking his lips if he's realised that that is the McLaren's front end plate, and he could actually be taking advantage of that now. Energetic still behind Fozzie Bear. He doesn't seem to have the straight line speed that he does need at the moment, but it does look like it's been a horrific day at the office for the Racing Point and Merc teams at the moment. Obviously safety cars can fix anything, as we have experienced a lot in the past. Yeah, but Energetics just trying anything at this point, but FIFA Beefy slowly catching up to the back of Fatality. Fatality is going to have to pit at some point and will have to change that front wing as well. So it does look like at the moment FIFA Beefy is going to take the net lead of this race, the way things are lining up. But we've got well, Energetics not being able to catch up with the McLaren of Fozzie Bear. Just sitting in behind at the moment, but it does look like FIFA Beefy's the next person. He's going to be making moves on someone, and I'm just going to sit on board. We've got Streams also just about 2 to 3 tenths behind Gobert. Gobert's slowly struggling, but obviously he is on those harder compound tyres and will be going a lot longer than anyone else. But here we go. Fatality really going to be struggling now. He basically got worn tyres as Ashvin has passed Envoy, and Envoy's had a big error somewhere around here. But yeah, it does give Maz someone to chase as well, which is obviously ideal. Old Boy only about 3 tenths away from the back of the next driver in front of him. Shatters young Tommy, and that, look at how close these guys are. You can throw a blanket over them, and I do believe we're going to be seeing a move down the back of this back straight. Old Boy, look at him, like he's absolutely flying. He looks like he's going to stick one down the inside, but young Tommy wants to put one down the inside of Shatters, and Old Boy's had to back out. Or has he? He's going to possibly get a move there. There's a bit of contact between Shatters and Old Boy, but Old Boy's going to go for the outside, and it looks very much like he's got that move all done, but Shatters has gone off into the grass, and he's had a bit of contact again with Energetics. So really not a nice sector 1 for him, just getting pinged all about and has lost about 3 or 4 positions in the space of about 10 seconds. Luckily for him, though, not suffering any damage. Those softs are falling off hugely now, as we can see. Basilboy on the back of this train with his teammate leading it. Maybe this is the plan, to get Basilboy on the back of them. And obviously, Fatality is going to be limping at this point. But it does look like King Tom's lining himself up for a good exit, but it looks like Fatality's kind of nailed this exit as well, and he looks like he's going to be going for the lead of this race, and he's going to have the outside for turn 1, but it looks like he's pretty much got the move done before the corners even started, and he is going to have that move done now. Now, King Tom is under pressure by FIFA Beefy. FIFA Beefy not able to get past, but obviously it's all on the exits again, where it is possible, and he doesn't manage to do it. Fatality going to be wanting to stretch out a bit of a lead now from the rest of the guys. Obviously, Kingsholm is definitely struggling on these old soft compound tyres. They are falling from under him very, very quickly. I need a drink, I'm dying. But FIFA Beefy all over the back of King Tom, and yeah, as you can see, the pace difference. A wounded McLaren is just pulling away from Fatality. Maybe wing damage isn't too bad around here, but yeah, it just shows the pace difference. Obviously, King Tom gonna get DRS for the next corner, but he's gonna slowly fall out of it now. Coming for the rest of this track, but here we go. Is FIFA Beefy gonna go for this move? It looks like he's got the pace in the straight line. Is he gonna stick it down the inside? King Tom going very defensive, but it looks like FIFA Beefy's got that move done. Oh no, King Tom's got the switchback on him, but it does look like FIFA Beefy's managed to get the traction, but King Tom's gonna put it down the inside again, and FIFA Beefy now officially has that move done. And I just wonder how much is King Tom going to be holding up his teammate, or is he going to be moving out the way? He's all over the back, and there we go. He's moved straight out the way for his teammate, Basilboy. Very, very cleanly done, actually. Barely losing any time for the both of them. Basilboy straight through and going to be pushing the back of FIFA Beefy as quick as possible. But here we go. Old Boy still on the back of Young Tommy. I'm just wondering, is Young Tommy going to be able to hold up Old Boy? It's low on ERS. As you can see, that red light flashing. And Old Boy looking like he's quite comfortable with it. There's no red lights or anything, so maybe he's the quickest driver out of the lot at the moment. And here we go. Well, we've got King Tom now coming into the pits, obviously losing all time hand over fist. Got yellow flags in that corner there, but nothing going on, which is very, very interesting. Old Boy looking like he's going to put the one down the inside, but definitely thinks better of it and lets Young Tommy lead him for another lap. But both are fairly low on ERS now. As Old Boy definitely used quite a bit there. But now Envoy is a whole lap down on everyone else, really not having the best time for himself. But yeah, Old Boy now coming under a little bit of pressure from Energetics, who seems to be coming into a bit of his element now. Slightly later on this in this race. Hey Ole, what's going on? Got a bit of an intense race going on here, as we've got drivers following each other left and right. I do need to keep an eye on other things as well. We've got yellow flags in sector 2, and that's a safety car. Envoy has now DNF'd, and that is perfect for Young Tommy. It's the Old Boy and Energetics. They're going to end up, I would assume, overtaking Basilboy, FIFA Beefy and Fatality. This has come poor timing for the top 3, because they're going to end up losing time because they're going to be stuck behind the safety car. which is hugely unideal for them. They're going to have to come through these three minimum here, and obviously we've got Maz, who is miles back from everyone else. Is going to be loving life at the moment. He's going to be back in the race, probably quite upsetting, not the most enjoyable thing to watch, but Fozzie Bear is going to be coming out battling for a bit of a position here with Shadders, but Shadders allows that and does come. Fozzie Bear does come out in P9 in points paying positions. But what is crazy though is TFC Old Boy, Young Tommy and Energetics at Kingsholm are in P4, 5 and 6. Well, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And due to the fact the other guys need to pit still, I would assume the other guys are going to come out a couple positions behind even them. Young Tommy is now in the net lead of this race, which is something we definitely didn't expect at all coming into this. Ones deleted his high. Very mean. But we have got a very, very interesting one coming on. Oh no, he hasn't. Oh no, hydrate. I do need to do that. There we go. I've had a last bit of my drink. I will need to go down, but it does look like FIFA Beefy. Fatality's getting his front wing change. She's going to fall a little bit further behind, but where are they? FIFA Beefy, Fatality. They're all going to come out behind Streams, which is a huge, huge disadvantage for them. They're miles back from where they were originally. They've got so many drivers to come through, and it's just changed its race on its head because obviously they just passed the pit lane, and yeah, it's just not been ideal for them. Obviously Fatality not suffering the issues that he did in terms, well, would have if he had to pit for that under safety car conditions, but Maz and Multi-Barrack now catching up. I would have assumed Maz would have pitted for a new set of tyres, but I assume he is happy with those. Now, while we've got a safety car going on, I'm going to leave you guys with P1, and I'm quickly going to get water. Oh. That again wouldn't have been ideal if I'd spilt my drink. Yeah, I'm back with water. God, I sound old. Oh god, default setup cryptic. We love it. We do love it. Yeah, here we go. One more lap of this safety car and then we'll be going in under racing conditions again for another 22 laps or 23. You know, it'll be 22 laps, won't it? As Young Tommy's actually the one leading this race. Well, a net race lead. Maz is on 9 lap older tyres than pretty much anyone on this grid. Bar Finger Polite, he's on 4 lap old tyres, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But Young Tommy very much in command of this race now, and this, well, it's completely flipped on its head. You didn't want to be in this front pack, weirdly enough, and well, Old Boy qualifying P10 has somehow been blessed by getting held up by these guys. But we will be getting the confirmation we need in a couple of seconds. Probably on the end of this. Here we go, there we go, coming across. And here we go. We are about to go racing again in Hungary. Very, very great. I'd love this race at the moment because, I'll tell you what, we've not got the usuals at the front anymore. We did, but we don't anymore. And young Tommy's gone very interestingly, but he looks like he's done it very well as well. With Old Boy not getting the greatest of start. Kingsholm all over the back of Old Boy now. And it looks like he's going to probably be looking to put that down the inside of Old Boy and put it down. And there we go. It's going to use the side of his car. There's a little bit of contact there, but we've got that move done. Energetics having a bit of an issue. Going to be losing a position to Finger Polite with a little bit of contact there. The two Alfa Romeos in by each other. Look at this. Very, very nice and clean. And it does look very much like everyone is alive and well. It's very, very good racing from them, and it looks like Energetics is going to go down the inside coming into this area, and they're both going to be given the room, and that's a brilliant move by the Alfa Romeo, and he has moved himself up into P4, and Finger Polite falling into P5, but it looks like he's under pressure a little bit, as we've got, is that Flea having a bit of issues, being passed all the time. Oh my god, and FIFA Beefy absolutely sticking that one up the inside, but we've got Boy now going for a move on the Renault, and obviously these guys not wanting to hang around behind anyone what they would consider slightly slower, and it looks like FIFA Beefy putting it up the inside of Streams as well now and trying to get a car in between, but Boy just sliding in between, and it looks like there's two cars in between him and Fatality, and it looks like Boy's now gonna make a move on FIFA Beefy for the well, P10 in this race, and oh my god, everyone's everywhere. There's no room here. Brilliant racing, brilliant that there's no contact, and I tell you what, there's a massive amount of respect from these two drivers now. FIFA Beefy shutting the door on Boy, and Boy now coming, settling down into his position, but it does look like Ice Streams has had an issue, and it's got very dark all of a sudden actually, and I just wonder if are we going to be seeing a little bit of rain here now. The cloud cover it just disappeared, well, it's just arrived, I mean, but it does look like Fatality is going to need to get past as quick as possible, because we have got to drive them coming in all over the place. There we go, look at that, that's beautiful. Oh, I would have stayed there for a little while longer. But it does look like FIFA Beefy has pulled away from Boy. Maybe that incident there has caused something, but it does look like Uber Limitless is now going past the McLaren of Fozzie Bear, not really putting up too much of a fight, but now Goba is up into a P8 position, starting to get very rewarding for these guys. Old Boy slowly keeping up or catching the back of everyone else, but young Tommy now 4 seconds in the lead. He has walked away from everyone else, and doing a very, very fine job for himself. Energetics get very wobbly there and almost losing the car. If he lost it there, that would have been his race pretty much over, especially in the grid this packed. Ryan Van Doom now all over the back of Shadders. Shadders seems to be struggling a little bit here for pace in these early stages of the safety car restart. And just, yeah, Goba is also just sitting there on the back. Fatality's also just stuck in behind Flea. He hasn't been able to make a move past him yet, and this is definitely going to be hurting him. Only almost a second back from the other two drivers that he wants to be with, and I'm sure he'll be looking to make a move coming onto this back straight, but those medium compound tyres really do help him, as we've just missed Old Boy and Kingsholm make a move, but obviously we don't want to do too many things. The FIFA Beefy's now moved past Fozzie Bear, and that's two Renaults behind each other now, and Fozzie Bear is now down into P10, but Bazzaboy won't be sitting around for too long behind him. Obviously Fatality needs to get a bit more aggressive, I think, if he wants to make any moves stick, and it looks like Energetics is looking to make a move on Kingsholm as soon as he possibly can. Doesn't really want to be behind the medium runner or the Red Bull, and wants to really get himself into this fight with Old Boy, and maybe even push a late push for the win of this race. I would assume these guys can all go to the end, and Energetics almost going into the wall there, having quite a lot of issues here with grip. Seems like the grip levels have fallen a great deal all of a sudden, but we've got FIFA Beefy. I just wonder if Gobert is actually going to be holding him up. Obviously Gobert has more points in the championship, but in terms of themselves, whether it's just going to be taken race by race. But here we go, we've got moves, the 2-3 moves are possible here, and the move we thought that was going to happen isn't the move, and we've got Gobert going down the inside of Ryan Van Doom. Is he going to be able to make it stick? It looks like he's got the better traction, but obviously Ryan Van Doom is going to have the inside for the next corner, and it looks like Gobert has got that done. Almost, and there's a little bit of contact, but Gobert's got that done now, and it looks like FIFA Beefy is going to be trying to get through on the Williams as soon as possible as well. Here we go. Oh my, that's a brilliant move there by Gobert, just sliding the car through, and Shadow's really having a bit of an issue, and now Ryan Van Doom is all over the back of him. There's just constant action here, as people are just having issues with this grip levels falling and falling and falling. Obviously the tyres getting worse and worse, and obviously the track conditions cooling and cooling, but it looks like this train is here to stay for a little while longer, as we've got Fozzie Bear is holding up Bazzaboy. But I'm just wondering, do you think, well, I'm speaking to myself, Bazzaboy I would assume is getting held up by Fozzie Bear on the basis that that's Fatality's championship rival, but we can never be too sure, as FIFA Beefy's overshot there, and looks like he's getting attacked by Fozzie Bear, but Fozzie Bear's completely let his teammate go. Actually, there's been damage. Fozzie Bear's had contact with someone. I would assume it was FIFA Beefy, and FIFA Beefy has caused a McLaren front left end plate damage now. Whether that was unfortunate circumstances or what, but yeah, there we go. Ryan Van Doom getting a little bit wobbly there as well. Not having the greatest of times, maybe clipping that curb a little bit too much, but everyone else seemingly absolutely smashing it. Here we go, Ryan Van Doom coming round the final corner now. He's going to be looking for anything. Multi-Barrick getting past Fozzie Bear. Fozzie Bear is now into the pit. Kingsholm and Energetics now going for each other. Energetics will not let Kingsholm go at all. Kingsholm is going to be on the outside for this corner. Energetics going to have the worst line out of it, but obviously Energetics now picking up a 3-second penalty, and they are still side by side, but Kingsholm is going to defend his position again, and no position changes there, but these guys are just stuck in a train here, and there's not really much anyone can do. But Fatality needs to get a little bit of a move on here. It's currently outside the points with 15 laps to go, and I tell you what, he does need those points. It will mean that Bazzaboy closes up on him quite considerably in terms of the championship. We have got yellow flags, and that is Cryptic spinning out. I'm not sure. I'm going to have a look, see if he's got damage, and we'll be able to see it in a second. He does not have damage. He's just had a bit of an issue, and that is him down. into that position. But Energetics now lining up on another attempt. No, he's not going to be closing in nearly enough on anyone else. But it does look like Bazerboy could be looking at a move now on Ryan Van Doom, and he's going to put it down the inside with a possibility of making that move stick. But Ryan Van Doom has basically left the door open and said come on through, because the amount of space that he left him there seemed like he was a bit scared of him. Obviously we've got a 2-meter distance, but social distancing doesn't apply when you're racing cars, guys. And I tell you what, Ryan is gonna be, well, I'm not sure what's happened in that situation, if he has just been overly cautious. But Shatters again with not the greatest exit, and it does look like he is under massive amount of pressure by Bazerboy, and Bazerboy could be putting a couple cars in between him and FIFA Beefy at this point. FIFA Beefy falling behind Bazerboy at some point here. But yeah, we've got Energetic slowly closing up to the back of Kingsholm. He needs to get himself past if he wants to be really in with a fight. And here we go. It's going to happen. They're going to be going side by side. They're both low on ERS now, under 20% I think it is when that red light starts flashing. And it looks like, yeah, Energetics has made that move stick now, placing his car in front and making sure that Kingsholm cannot fight back. Ryan Van Doom now being overtaken by FIFA Beefy. Now Fatality's in behind Ryan Van Doom, and I just wonder how quickly is he going to get past now, knowing the, obviously the Williams driver will leave you a fair bit of room, and it looks like he's going to be looking for any sort of move he possibly can to make, well, anything happen. Bazerboy all over the back of Shatters, so under 3 temps now in between them. And it does look like he's going to be lining up some sort of move. As soon as he gets past Shatters, though, he has a very, very good attempt that he can get past Fingerplay and start running away, because that's the top end of this train. And obviously, being the third man in a DRS train is difficult, but as soon as you could possibly get on the back of the first guy, it makes a world of difference. But FIFA Beefy's all over the back of Bazerboy now, and oh my god, Bazerboy has crashed. Oh my. VSC is out now, and Bazerboy has completely gone out of this race. His car is gone. And that is all she wrote for Bazerboy's race, getting slightly too aggressive on the entry of that corner, and yeah, just, well, on the exit of that corner, and losing the rear end. But this is a bit of a break, I guess. Bazerboy was doing very, very well, actually, storming through the field, and it looks like, well, that's his race over, and Fatality's on for some to be able to maybe gain points in terms of the championship now, if he can keep himself inside this top 10. It will only be 1 or 2, but obviously every little helps. Both drivers weren't on for the greatest results overall because of the first safety car, but that VSC is over now, and we are back racing, and FIFA Beefy's a lot more aggressive, I would assume, well, I think, than Bazerboy was. A previous champion Shatters now has on his back the new Renault driver, and he's gonna look like he's gonna stick it down the inside of Shatters and try and get that move done. Is he gonna be able to do it? It looks like he's gonna. Yeah, and Shatters is not able to defend that, and FIFA Beefy is now officially into P7. It's a very, very good race going from him, as well as it looks like Finger Polite is next up on his agenda. He now has 2 cars difference from Fatality and him as well. Ryan Van Doom all over the back of Shadders. Now Shadders really struggling for pace and just seems to be able to stick with Finger Polite, but Finger Polite is now going to be, I think, swallowed into this train that is being formed. Obviously very, very good racing. It has been so far, much better than Division 1 at this point in the race. They'd lost, I think, 6 or 7 drivers, and we're only down 2. Very, very impressive race so far. But it does look a lot like FIFA Beefy could be making a move now on Finger Polite. He's just getting such good exits, and here we go. He's not got much in the way of ERS, but he could just stick it down the inside, and he's not going to do it. But Flea's now in the pits, and well, FIFA Beefy's very much on for it, coming into the turn 2, and he's going to put it down the inside. Finger Polite's going to give him miles of room, and it looks like he's going to go slightly off, but it looks like he's done that. And that is him up into P6 now. Very, very respectful racing, and sort of social distance racing there from the drivers. As we've got ice streams now going down the inside of, well, trying to go down the inside of Cryptech Alibi. I did see the car of Kurtboy going off onto the grass, but there was that battle going on, so I couldn't really stop on it. But here we are. Finger Polite now under pressure by Shadders. Shadders, what has seemingly been the one on the defensive this whole race. Fatality has actually got past Ryan Van Doom now. And yeah, Shadders, well, here we go. King Tom in the pits. As it seems, no, actually, sorry, King Tom's been overtaken, and there we go. Shadders put it down the inside of Finger Polite, but Finger Polite coming back at him, but it looks like Shadders has made that move stick. But it looks like Finger Polite's going to put it down the inside, a tiny little bit of contact, but Fatality is going to try and get on this, and it looked like that's a brilliant move by Fatality, and has just about made that move work, and he's now up into P8, and Finger Polite's actually moved down past Ryan Van Doom as well. So Ryan Van Doom making a good move on the Ferrari. The Ferrari now in free fall pretty much, dropping positions left and right. We have 9 laps left of this race, and it does look like young Tommy is on course for the win, but Old Boy is catching. And I tell you what, if they start battling, Energetics is in for it. So, well, I'd assume that, yeah, we're going to have the medium runners pitting once more in the next couple of laps. Fatality now on the gas. It's a brilliant camera angle in terms of if we wanted to look that way. Here we go. He's going to go down the inside of Shadders, and he has made that work. He's now going to be chasing the back of FIFA Beefy. We knew he had the pace at the start of this race. Now can he show it near the end? Flea with the fastest lap of the race of a 1:17.382. And he's going to be going to the end. He's about 20 seconds behind anyone else. Stream Snout in the pits. We're going to be setting on those softer compound tyres. We have got full virtual safety car actually, because it looks like Cryptic has had an incident with Fozzie Bear, maybe on exit, but them two have definitely had a collision on the back straight, which has caused this VSC. A bit of a respite for Tommy. He's been getting tracked down by Old Boy. Old Boy has definitely been a bit of a dark horse in terms of this season, but yeah, Energetics on some good points again. Energetics actually interestingly coming into the pits to pit for the softer compound tyres. I wouldn't say this is the greatest decision I've ever seen, but definitely a tactical one at that. Maybe not feeling comfortable on the harder compound tyres. He's got a 5-second penalty to serve. This is why probably shouldn't have done so. as he's now going to get jumped by Fatality, and FIFA Beefy now up into P4, which is going to be a net P3. And it does very much look like he's on for a podium, because his teammate is going to have to come into the pits in a couple laps time. And Energetics from a podium has now fallen out of the running for the podium, and doesn't look like he's going to be able to recover that, if I'm being completely honest. But now Fatality just going on and on. Don't really have massively close battles. Ashvin on the back of Fingerpolite now. Fingerpolite, I do feel bad for a little bit. He's just not got the pace at the moment. I don't know where it's all gone. He found himself up there, but now he has got people all over him. And it does look like he is going to get passed by the Mercedes of Ashvin at some point very soon. I mean, it looked like Ashvin's race was over at one point, but he's recovered it very, very well to put himself up into P8 and obviously a possible P7, and he went for the move a little bit there, but obviously massively overshooting on exit, and has lost himself a 10th or 2 to the back of the Ferrari. And I tell you what, it does look like Ashvin and Fingerpolite are the closest battle now on track, and very much on for... Where am I seeing a Haas? Oh, sorry, Cryptic's being lapped by the McLaren. But yeah, definitely Renault on some good points here. If young Tom, well, Streams has spun actually on pit exit, and yeah, he's just not done himself any favours there, being passed by Kurt Boy, and it's a bit of a battle for the wooden spoon back there at this point. A lot of drivers will not be happy with how this race has gone for them so far, but Fingerpolite now all over the back of Shad. Shad's massively falling off the pace in terms of what he was doing a couple laps ago, and now Fingerpolite going side by side with the Alfa Romeo, and they're going to be going almost side by side. Fingerpolite completely overshooting, and that's going to leave Ashvin to possibly get an opportunity at passing him going into the next corner. There could, well, there we go, that's a VSC out again, with Kurtboy crashing out there as well. We're going to just see the wreckage. Well, no, we're not actually, because we're on the wrong car. Here we go, and yeah, he's definitely got on the curb, and it is throwing him off. But it does look very much like young Tommy's in control of this race at the moment. 5 laps left, and it looks like they can do this. But at the moment, Kingsholm's actually the one pressuring Ashvin now. That is closed up hugely under this VSC, and Kingsholm almost going into the back of Ashvin. The braking difference on these two cars is immense, and this move is gonna, well, no, it's not, because Energetics is now going to go for the move on Kingsholm, and I just wonder, are they going to be fighting each other a little bit too much so that Ashvin can get away? Here we go. And Kingsholm's going to get the better run on the exit of turn 1 and keep himself in front. But yeah, Kingsholm is all over the back of Ashvin, and it just shows how quick these soft compound tyres are. And it looks like he's going to go for the outside, going around this corner. Very, very dangerous to do, but he has managed to do it. Energetics trying to go around the outside as well. That's a brilliant move there by Energetics. Definitely on the softer tyres, but making them work. And now Multi-Barrett is trying to get past Ashvin. Ashvin has just being basically forced out the question by Fingerpolite, but Fingerpolite is now massively under pressure by the storming soft compound runners. It looks like Kingsholm is going to be going past him very, very soon. But Kingsholm's not got it all to his own way either. Energetics is all over the back of him as well. So he needs to put a car in between him and Energetics, or else Energetics could be getting onto the back of him. Here we go, Energetics pushing Kingsholm along, and just wondering, is Energetics sadly not going to be able to brake when he probably wanted? And here we go, finger play, basically letting the other two through, out-braking himself, and just overestimating what the worn hards can do under the brakes. And now Kingsholm is going to be defending from Energetics. Energetics is all over the back of the charging Red Bull. But then they have the Alfa Romeo Shadows actually up next. So I just wonder, team orders are going to come into play maybe? I would assume they are, but obviously anything can happen. There's a 9/10 gap now for the race win. Young Tommy has made a couple of mistakes definitely there, because it was about 4 seconds at one point, and now it is down into the DRS zone. But we did just have the, well, I streams, was it? No, that was Cryptic Alibi getting out the way for everyone else, making sure there was no incidents caused there. But it does look like well, Young Tommy's actually been passed for the lead. I've completely missed. I feel so bad. But here we go, Energetics and Kingsholm again side by side into turn one, and it looks like Kingsholm is going to keep his position again, but is Energetics going to put it down the inside? He was thinking about it, but obviously he does need to think about making a move as soon as possible. Them going side by side now, and is Energetics going to be able to? No, he's not. He just doesn't have the ERS or the straight line speed, but he's going to go for the outside, but he's going to get the door shut in his face there as well. And old boy needs to pull a 3-second lead now on Young Tommy to be able to get this win. And yeah, it's looking very, very good for the AlphaTauri driver in the last 2 to 3 laps of this race. But we have got this battle going on as well, Energetics and Kingsholm. Kingsholm not being able to drop Energetics. Energetics all over the gearbox of Kingsholm, both of them on the fresh softs. But it looks like Kingsholm has had a bit of a mistake in him, or is the Energetics have a different sort of line? But does look like Kingsholm's got superior straight line speed, so can seemingly keep ahead of him at the moment, but everyone seems to be so low on ERS and nothing is happening in terms of that. Shadders very much the man stopping everyone moving forwards. But here we go, it's getting slightly brighter again. Track temps are going to improve again, and maybe grip levels as well. Maz is into the pits. He has had a nightmare race, and he is not going to be getting any points for today. But Energetics now picking up another set of 3 seconds, going very wide there, and he's had another error. He's fallen off the back a little bit now of Kingsholm, and that's not going to be ideal at all for him. Finger Polite is again under pressure by Ashvin. Ashvin and them have found themselves together, but it looks Ashvin's had a big error. Multi-Barrick's just going to come trying to storm through, and the door is not going to be open for him, and that is not going to happen. But Kingsholm is now sort of a bit more free in terms of, oh, that's Maz off the track, and he has had a spin, just really not having a good day at the office. But it looks like Kingsholm's going to go for the inside on Shadders, and it is, well, Shadders coming back at him now. But yeah, the softs having the much better grip, and now Energetics going around the outside of his teammate. If the teammate is going to fight it, not too much, and there we go. Energetics giving a little wobble to say thank you to Shadders for not fighting. And yeah, just Energetics looking rapid in terms of this But we are on the final lap of the race, and it looks like Old Boy is going to come across the line and win on track at Hungary. Oh, completely forgot. This is his first race win of the season. Old Boy in the Alpha Tower is going to win on track, but Young Tommy is going to win overall by 4.5 seconds. That's a brilliant race from those guys. Gobert is going to come across the line in P3, FIFA Beefy in P4, Fatality in P5. Shatters is going to be coming across the line next. Wait, Energetics had an issue. Energetics is spun, and Shadows is going to come across the line in P6. Fingerpolite in P7. Ashvin in P8. Multi-Barrack in P9. Kingsholm and Energetics coming across the line outside the points. Ryan Van Doom now getting P10. There's definitely been a collision between the two drivers there, and Maz is going to be coming across the line seemingly in P13. Flea in P14. Well, I mean, Flea's actually catching. And here we go. Maz is going to come across the line in P13, and Flea is in P14. Yeah. So we'll be seeing a bit of that in the stewards later on, I would assume. But driver of the day is Ashvin. But a massive congratulations to Young Tommy for winning the Hungarian Grand Prix, the 6th race of our season. Yeah, 8 more to go. Very interesting. We will be back here on Thursday for Austria. At 8 PM for Division 1, and we will be back here on Saturday at 6 PM for Austria Division 2. But yeah, a very good race all round. Brilliant racing from everyone involved. Unfortunate for the guys DNFing, which ended up being Envoy, Kurtboy and Bazboy. Ending up not being able to finish, but yeah, very good race. Energetics taking the fastest lap of the race, obviously not getting that point, but yeah, that'll be it from me today, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. Goodbye.